All Night Long by Lydia Parks. Author's dedication. Thank you, Barb, for the use of your reading meter and for your encouragement. And thank you, Tina, for your continuing support. Chapter 1. The Invitation. The note left in Nathan's mailbox unnerved him at first. It wasn't the fact that it had been hand-delivered or that someone had scrawled his name across the top that bothered him. It was the fact that it was an invitation to a vampire party. He read it twice, then scanned the neighborhood for intruders. Everything was as he'd left it just before sunrise. Except for the note. After closing and locking the front door, Nathan carried the invitation to the kitchen, studying it as he walked. It was handwritten in white ink on black paper, and it smelled of cheap perfume. The wording was worrisome. Nathan Cotton, you have been specially picked. Bring this invitation to the vampire party tonight at midnight, 1203 Wheaton Road. All your appetites will be fulfilled. He took a plastic pint from the refrigerator, emptied it into a glass, and stood in the middle of the kitchen as he drank. Who here knew what he was? Certainly no one who would tell. And he hadn't noticed any signs that there were vampires in the city interested in his activities or whereabouts. If he didn't count the note in his hand, that is. After draining the last drop, he rinsed his glass as he puzzled over what to do. Could he take the chance that he might have been discovered? If he had been discovered, this could be a trap. Or maybe there really were others here that he hadn't yet located. If so, he needed to know who they were. Careless vampires drew attention, and he had no desire to get caught in their spotlights. His only other option was to move on. No, he growled. Better to run the risk than to pack up again. He placed the glass in the drain pan, then glanced down at the jeans he wore. Maybe this called for something less conspicuous. His wardrobe was full of black. At 1 minute before midnight, in the oldest section of town, Nathan found the warehouse on Wheaton Road that bore the address 1203. He stepped into the shadows across the street and watched. The only people with whom he shared the sidewalk were those who lived there, and they stared at him with guarded curiosity. A taxi pulled up in front of the warehouse, and a man wearing a black cape glanced around before helping his date from the back of the vehicle. The woman had long, black hair and was wrapped in black and purple velvet. Arm in arm, they disappeared into an alley as the taxi sped away. Within moments, another car stopped, and 3 young women climbed out, giggling and stumbling on their high heels. All 3 wore very short...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?